Saheeli, like many other planeswalkers, has lost her planeswalker spark and is trapped on Ixalan. There, she builds many metal dinosaurs in preparation for a big battle between the Sun Empire and the Dusk Legion. She used an Omen Path to call for Quintorius, who still has his planeswalker spark, to come to Ixalan and help her. While waiting for Quintorius to arrive, Saheeli tells Watley that Aether, Mana, and Sparks share one thing in common. They can't be created or destroyed, only changed in location, which means both of their sparks are still out there somewhere. Saheeli goes to meet with Elenda to discuss peace treaty to stop the war between the Dusk Legion and Sun Empire from happening. That's when Admiral Beckett Brass shows up and demands that they give her land in between the two continents so that she can start her own country. Saheeli convinces them to give land to Admiral Brass, and there is a peace treaty signed and encased in a special box that will be destroyed if anyone tries to open it. Quintorius planeswalked onto Ixalan and immediately found himself in danger, surrounded by raptors. He dodged around the raptors for a second before a woman named Weta came and called off the raptors. Weta took Quintorius to come and meet Watley. Watley shows Quintorius 4 tablets that have an ancient tongue of Ixalan written on them. Once Quintorius translates them into a readable tongue, they realize that it's a poem that explains how to open a large door into the caverns of Ixalan. They open the door and find a giant skeleton waiting for them. The giant skeleton is not moving at all, and so they rush off to get more soldiers to follow them deep into the plane of Ixalan. In Admiral Brass's new kingdom, things aren't exactly going well. They've had raiders on and off, and currently Malcolm is investigating a dead corpse found in the area near Sunray Beach. He determines that the corpse must have come from downtown, a mining area on their kingdom. The corpse has no other clues except for a note that says that downtown was under attack, so Malcolm goes to downtown to investigate. Breaches comes with him, and together they decide to investigate the now empty area called downtown. On another part of the plane, a girl named Amalia travels with Vito to go and awaken the vampire's god. Their god, Aklazotz, has been slumbering for a long time, and they believe that they are faithful enough to waken him. Vito carries the blade and the journal of the venerable Tarian, a prophet for their religion. They soon reach a door, and Vito checks the journal and sees that blood is required to open the door. He has Amalia hold down the sacrifice as he slits his throat. Weta leads Quintorius and Watley through the cavern of Ixalan. 19 other soldiers follow them. Weta prays to the Sun of Strength, and it gives her strength to allow her to jump across some platforms and activate glyphs on the wall. The glyphs open up a second door. The group finds themselves in a large room filled with dead bodies, as if a battle had just happened. Quintorius casts a spell to summon a ghost. The ghost seems confused about where he is and who he is, even. The ghost man suddenly remembers one important thing. "I must warn Auticlan," he says. "The mysoid infection. It's too late. We must close the door." Quintorius only knows the word door out of those 3 words, but it's an important one. Malcolm and Breaches descend further into downtown. There's still no sign of their people anywhere. They take elevator after elevator, going deeper and deeper into the earth. As they go deeper and deeper, they find more corpses rotting with many different types of fungus growing all over them. Then something moves. A horrible cross between fungus and dinosaur walks out into the cavern. The pirates scatter, spores flying into the air. More dinosaurs appear and the pirates begin to fight. Their swords pass through the dinosaurs easily, but the dinosaurs don't even show any sign of harm from the blades. Strokes that should kill the dinosaurs don't do anything to them, and they continue to attack the pirates. Malcolm begins to sing, and the dinosaurs fall asleep, while Malcolm hacks them to pieces. Even if they're still alive, hopefully they won't be able to attack. He turns back to his men and sees that everywhere where they were injured has been replaced by a black fungus-like substance. Vito continues to lead his party deeper into the cavern, committing more sacrifices to get through more doors. Soon they find themselves in a cavern filled with quicksand. One of the members of the party goes out and marks each of the areas that are safe to stand on with X's, and they use wooden planks to get across. As they are trying to cross, several vampire, spider, mantis type things come and kill a bunch of the vampires and humans, but they manage to fight the rest of them off. They continue deeper into the cavern, and Amalia notices several stone pillars covered in glyphs as they pass. They soon reach an area where lava cascades down the side of the rock, burning holes in the rock as they go. A man being chased by goblins comes out from behind one of the lava waterfalls. Amalia edits her map, and the map is reflected in the real world. The bridge is shifted so that the goblins fall, but the man is kept alive. The man runs over and introduces himself as Kellen from Eldraine. Weta continued deeper into the cavern, following Quintorius's lead. They followed the ghost that he had summoned. Suddenly, a giant fungus dinosaur appeared, and many more surrounded them. The group attempts to fight the fungus dinosaurs, but make little headway. The dinosaurs seem indestructible. Quintorius summons ancient artifacts and impales them into the dinosaurs, but still no use. Then, from out of the underground river running through the city, several merfolk arise. They splash the fungus dinosaurs with water, sending them flying backwards, before casting a spell which allows the others to breathe underwater. They throw Huatli, Weta, and Quintorius into the river and send them down deeper into the cavern. They find an area with many more merfolk, and they are told that after the death of the Deeproot tree during the Phyrexian invasion, the merfolks found the caverns and came down and are awaiting the opening of the final door into the source, as they call it. Malcolm, Breeches, and their crew descended deeper into the cavern, now determined to find out what happened to their friends. The fungal infection continues to spread among their men, creating worse and worse looking scars across their bodies. Suddenly, the infected soldiers attacked, and Malcolm grabbed Breeches and flew out, using magic to support him in the wet air. Malcolm and Breeches take shelter in a side cavern, and there they find a message saying that safety can be found deeper in the cavern. They decide to travel deeper. On another part of the plain, Vito and the Dusk Legion continue their journey. They are making good progress when they are surrounded by a dozen cat warriors called the Malamets. They try to reason with the leader of the Malamets, but the Malamets won't listen. They decide to feed the vampires to the sand. Vito is thrown in first, then Amalia and Kellen follow. As they're sinking, Amalia tells Kellen to hold his breath. They sink all the way through the sand and land in a river and are taken into the custody of the merfolk. The merfolk gathered together the Sun Empire and the Dusk Legion together into one large room. Quintorius uses his magic to summon another one of the ghosts, which tells him how to open a large door. Vito believes Alcazatz lies behind the door. The merfolk believe that the source is behind the door, and the Sun Empire believe that the threefold sun is behind the door. The door opens to reveal none of these, but a large cavern instead. A woman named Anim Papakal greets them and asks them how they opened the seal. The ghost tells her that he helped them open it to tell them about the death of the Myco-Tyrant, but the Myco-Tyrant isn't dead. Everyone is taken to the leader of the area, Akelpackle. Akelpackle banishes the vampires to the dungeons. Vito calls upon the power of Aklazatz. He demands the sacrifice of Kellen to activate the power. Amalia and Kellen flee. Malcolm and Breeches continue deeper into the cavern in search of their lost friends. Soon they reached a large cavern full of fungus. They looked around, careful not to touch any of the fungus, remembering what had happened to their fallen comrades. Soon they saw another one of the pirates who had been infected by the fungus. There was no hope of saving them now. The pirate tells them that they know them and that they want them to join the Myco-Tyrant. Malcolm asks what the Myco-Tyrant is. The pirate responds, "We are the Myco-Tyrant." Quintorius sat on the sidelines of the Othlek people. He felt unincluded. But that was all right for him. He would rather study the people than be a part of them. He watched the Othlek people fly around on their bats, Huatli included. That's when Kellen and Amalia show up and tell them that the vampires have escaped. Vito finds the tomb of Aklazatz. The vampires perform many sacrifices to free their god Aklazatz, and in return, the god gives them the gift of flight. Aklazatz flies up and attempts to seal away the sun god using a magical sphere, but he doesn't have enough power yet. The vampires need to perform more sacrifices. A battle commences between the Sun Empire, the Otlic people, and the vampires. Nobody wants the sun to be hidden, except for the vampires, and the vampires have the new power to fly, which allows them to outmaneuver the bat mounts of the Otlecs. Things aren't looking good for the Sun Empire. Malcolm runs, fleeing the Myco-Tyrant. Fungus cats, merfolk, and dinosaurs come at him from all sides. He scoops Breeches into his arms and flies away, singing. Malcolm dives through an open doorway and finds himself in the core. Malcolm sees Quintorius, Weta, and the Sun Empire locked in battle and tells them that the micro-tyrant is approaching. The Otlek people try to rally any forces they can muster from among the citizens. Huatli killed Vito, but Aklazotz escaped. The micro-tyrant was burned alive, but part of it still remains and survives. Kellen and Amalia find an omen path and go through it, and Quintorius finds a strange glass tank with something inside of it. We don't know what was inside of it, just something. Can somebody please explain what this ending is? This ending didn't wrap up anything. All the main bad guys are still alive, the demon's on the loose, and what was going on with the Enigma Jewel? They said in the live stream it was a big part of the story, but nothing happened with it. It wasn't even shown in the story. And the Locus of Enlightenment, whatever the Enigma Jewel turns into, that wasn't anywhere. My guess is they must have changed the story last minute and they wrote a new conclusion, and it was a bad new conclusion. It doesn't make any sense. I feel like there should be 4 or 5 more chapters of this.